The clock is ticking toward the return of IndyCar racing at Watkins Glen International. We'll hear from three generations of Team Zacharias, plus racing action from Thunder Mountain Speedway. All that and more on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of The Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. This week we're coming to you from the Dirt Motorsports Hall of Fame in Weedsport, New York. But soon the racing attention will turn to Watkins Glen International with the return of IndyCar racing. Shelby Blackstock may come from country music royalty, but his goal is to race IndyCar, not NASCAR.
It's a more well-rounded sport, I feel, where we go to ovals, get street courses and road courses, so it's a little bit more there's more stuff called for from the driver, which is really the thing that I like. It really tests, especially how physical these cars are. It really has to bring everything out of you.
Tell our viewers a little bit about the avenue that you've taken from your first racing to IndyCar.
I mean, I've raced here in Skip Barber, which is the very first ladder, and then through the ranks I've raced here in IMSA, so a different style, a big almost 4,000-pound Mustang compared to these light Indy cars. But yeah, I've gone through a little bit of everything. The Miles Road Indies helped out a ton with that. They have a great ladder program, and Andretti being at every level when I started was a perfect little benchmark to get me where I'm at.
Do you have a map for the next couple of seasons?
We really don't know right now. I mean, it's all about partnership and sponsorship, so really we don't know. The goal would be IndyCar, obviously, but we'll see where it goes.
And what will your duties be Labor Day weekend here at the Glen?
Say again?
What will you be doing Labor Day weekend here at the Glen?
Focus on the races. I mean, we have one race. Unfortunately, we don't have two races. It's not a doubleheader, so just focus on the races and then check out the city right after.
Every driver is given the new surface 2 thumbs up, but the smooth surface makes the Glen more physically demanding.
Yeah, it's great to be back in Watkins Glen. This is such an amazing racetrack. The area, we really missed it over the years not being here, but it is super fast right now. In these, in the Indy cars, we're doing well below the lap time that anything's ever accomplished here. So it's going to be interesting for qualifying in the race, trying to get everything out of it, because it's it's super fast, and behind the wheel of an Indy car doesn't get much better than this. I mean, one of the nicest, best racetracks in the world, and just hanging it out in an Indy car is why we do this. So it's great to be back. Hopefully we can get another win.
We just had Tony Kanaan here, who was a driver that had obviously raced here before, and he said it wasn't even as if he remembered the similarities were hardly even existent. He had to relearn the track. Did you feel the same way?
Absolutely. I mean, like, we looked at the mid-corner speeds before we came here compared to where we were last time. Some corners were 15 miles an hour faster than we were doing the last time. So it's a completely different racetrack, different sight lines, different braking points, different points where you go back to the throttle. I had to relearn everything, absolutely. It feels like basically a different racetrack to the last time we were here. And the bus stop is really not a bus stop. It's a proper fourth gear corner, so there's not much stopping about it. I'm very tight with the Argetsingers, and Pete Argetsinger, Cameron's son, was my driver coach growing up in Skip Barber. He was my mentor, basically. Kind of took me under his wing and brought me along, and we still are, in contact, and I've been to his house here. So yes, to win that trophy was very special to me, and to Pete. Pete was there that day, so it was very a very cool time, and that was a breakthrough win for me in my career. It was a breakthrough win for Ray Hall, so a very special time, absolutely, in my career path. This race, was announced a bit late. So, the fans only have so much time to react to that, make plans, full weekend plans. It's tough to do. So, with an event like this, you need date equity. You need to continue to have it on the same weekend every year, and that's how you build a fan base around an event. So hopefully we can do that over the years. We're not expecting a home run the first year obviously because of the circumstances, but hopefully over the years we can make it work. One thing's for sure, we've got a great on-track product, a great show that we can put on. Hopefully, hopefully this will be a place we come for many years. I'm just bummed my kids aren't going to be able to be here this time around because I love taking, the family to the Finger Lakes, this whole area. I'm a very big fan of. Yeah, the race weekends end up being very, very fast, right? They're short. So by the time you roll off the truck, you go for a few sets of tires. We're also limited on the amount of tires that we have on a race weekend, so it's important to come here and test. It can get by you pretty quick, and if you're 2 or 3 tenths of a second off, you could be 7, 8 spots back, maybe even 10 spots back on the weekend for qualifying. Qualifying is a big deal in this series, so it's critical to be testing here. For someone like me that hasn't been here since 2009 or 10, relearning the track and getting kind of my parameters set on where I need the car and where I need the setup is a big deal. So we'll hit the ground running hopefully when we come back for the race weekend. One thing's for sure, qualifying is going to be very tight. So it's so tough to get every little last bit of time out of the car because you're so on edge. Even through fifth gear corners, we're sliding at some points right on the exits through them, and it's a big risk-reward track. So it's good to be here getting this stuff done.
Tickets are available for the Labor Day weekend IndyCar race at the Glen. For more information, log on to theglen.com. We'll hear from 3 generations of Team Zacharias when the race report returns.
"30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
98.1 The Hawk, number 1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown.
Kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles, Dave,
and Hillary.
and we are
Lady Annabella.
Then I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's hot new country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Every tear-soaked whiskey memory blown away.
Binghamton's hot new country. 98.1 The Hawk.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Thanks for coming to Brothers 2 for our trivia night and being part of the race report. It's great to see all of you.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about some of the transitions we've seen in the sport recently. There's a lot changing out there. We have tracks changing ownership. We're going to put clay on Oswego Speedway. God, who would have ever thought something like that would happen? And one of the Zacharias is actually racing dirt instead of paved tracks this year. So we're going to start where you really start, with the patriarch of the family. Jim, tell us some about some of your early dirt racing. I know you were successful before you ever went to pavement.
Well, I started at 5 Mile Point. I ran 5 Mile Point for a while. Then I moved to Glen Aubrey. I ran both the tracks on dirt.
What were some of the classes that you were competing in back then?
They were kind of limited. Then they only had little dinky tires and 6-cylinder motors, V8 motors. There wasn't so much tearing up the track like they do today with the big motors and the big tires. But they had a lot of cars.
A lot of cars, and actually compared to today's payouts, probably the payouts were better back then, based on what a dollar was worth.
Well, comparing a dollar, yes, it was a lot better. Yes, it was.
Although with the dirt tracks you raced at, which one was your favorite?
Well, the last one I ran was Dundee, and that was the nicest track at the end. That was about the last track I ran with Dundee.
Now, Terry, as a kid, you were with your dad at a lot of the racetracks that he competed at. Share with us some of your early memories of growing up in a racing family.
Well, asking my dad to go to races with him, and they had no room, so I rode in the race car. And I remember one time going to Fulton, and it was running on the way there just to break in the motor because they just got it done. You know?
Open trailers?
On a ramp truck. He had a ramp truck. I remember riding in a race car, and he had it running on the way there, so breaking the engine.
And how old were you then, roughly?
Probably 7 or 8 years old. And sitting on the stairs crying because I couldn't go to races. They didn't have enough room for me to go.
When did the racing bug actually hit you?
When I was born, probably. I was born at the track and haven't left since.
Jim, your racing career started so early. I think early 1950s, 5 Mile Point was barely open.
Well, I started in 52, and we wrecked the car, and we didn't have no way of fixing it. And then I went to service for 2 years. When I come back out, I worked for Art Twins in Janton City at the gas station. He said, I got a car named Old Gentiles. He said, if you want it, go up and get it. So I went up and got it, and that's where I started from then. And I've been there ever since.
Three things that have been famous for the Zacharias family throughout the years: the car number, the car color, and the Buick manufacturer. What order did they happen in? And first off, where did the unique gold color come from? Where did you pick number 71? And I'm not even sure where the Buick affiliation came from.
Well, at first, I started with Amos Fanciulli. He bought a car from Muck Rao, and he says, I didn't know nothing. So he says, why don't you help me this year, and you can have the car next year and race it. So I helped him, but then I had another guy let me drive his car that year. So I helped Amos at the end of the year. He gave me the car, and it was one of Muck Rao's cars. And it was kind of a gold color anyhow, and it was number 71, so I left it on there.
.1, The Hawk, Binghamton's hot new country. #1 for 20 in a row.
I'm Blake Shelton.
But it sure be cool if you did.
Hi, this is Toby Keith.
Soldier.
Binghamton's hot new country. 98.1, The Hawk.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Saturday night at Skyline Raceway Park, Phil Vigneri scored his first Open Sportsman win. Glenn Forward, Brad Smith, Ray Lindquist, Buck Mills Jr., and Rich Wagner joined him in victory lane. Cody Kirshner, Burr Maynard, Jake Maynard, Brian Stone, and Tom Savercool all won at the Hill Speedway. To Thunder Mountain and four-cylinder action, on the microphone is Leon Andrus.
Out of the turn they come. Green is out. Robinson grabbing the early advantage. Trying to get back up there in the ring. down in Victory Lane. He's been held out of there a couple times this year. He's going to lead lap number 1.
Here they come, Leon, down the home straightaway. It is all Robinson, the race leader, as he works it off into turn number 1. Gardner up to second now as they exit turn 2 and race down the back straightaway. He'll look to put some pressure on that race leading Robinson as he exits turn number 4. A little bit of a tight condition on that car, but he continues to set the pace.
Gardner right there, second up on the outside. That's the puzzle maker, Eric Riley. Eric Raleigh there, as those two run side by side for second and third. Hang up Raleigh a little bit high. Taylor running 4th. Taylor running 5th. Chris and Mike. Adirondack is 6th. Lacey is 7th, and rounding out your field is Hayward. Mike Robinson continues to set a commanding pace out front. Hayward now, he's going to be right in between second and third place car. One's going to go low, one's going to go high, and Hayward's going to keep his ground. Robinson going to get the win. Who's going to be second? Hang on. It's going to be Gardner.
JB France was the winner in the XL 600 modified feature. To open sportsman action.
We're ready to go green here. Lanson Cummings and Jason Tuttle, your last 2 starters. Larry Meckick grabbing the early advantage. They're 3 wide back there. Way up on the outside, getting up over the berm. That's big, fast Eddie White.
Larry Meckick showing the way down the back straightaway, but it's Larry Hillis who has the power on the inside. Larry Hillis going right to the lead there with a slide job through the corner. Meckick back down to his inside.
A battle of Larry's there. Meckick on the inside, Hillis on the outside. Jordan just looking to come out in the 22J machine.
Green back out. Here we go into turn number 1. Larry Meckick back to the head of the class. He leads him down the back straightaway. Here comes Fast Eddie White now. Fast Eddie White rim riding here on the Thunder Mountain Oval.
Way up on the outside, here comes Chance Spoonhour. As those 3 cars right tight together, Dan Berman getting Brian White. They got hooked together, and they went around in a knot. Green is out, Larry Meckick. Larry Hillis on the outside, Chance Spoonhour down low, Kevin Jordan up high. Marshall Balzer right in the thick of things. Comes Tommy Eichler.
Larry Meckick out front looking to work that outside is the 31 of Larry Hillis. But here comes Spoonhour. This could get interesting down into the corner.
Kevin Jordan also racing up in there now with the 22 machine.
Larry Meckick trying to use both lanes of the speedway as he's got Spoonhour looking low. He's got Hillis looking high. Welcome back, Eddie White. Down the home straightaway, here they go.
Eddie White back out in the 20, a couple laps in the arrears. Hang on, there goes Daniel Berman around down in turn 1. Berman around. Out of the turn they come. Spoonhour on the inside, Meckick on the outside. Jordan right there with a double deuce. Here comes Marshall Balzer. And Eric Leet, last year's champion, he was just spun around a few laps ago.
Eric Lee coming from the back. He's looking to go after Ford. Oh, Balzer got a piece of the tire. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Oh, big tire. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Chance Spoonhour with a slow pace. Larry Meckick, Kevin Jordan, Eric Leet. Eric Leet was a master of the bottom here when he won the championship. First time all season back, and he hasn't forgot how to get around the Thunder Mountain Speedway Oval.
I'll tell you what, Leon, that car is hooked up on the speedway. Imagine if he hadn't gotten spun all the way to the back, and Leet now going after Mekik for second as time winds down the second half of this race. Wow, Eric Leet on the charge.
Going to get down alongside the 06 of Mekik. They make just the slightest bit of contact, but the Marathon Man on the move.
Wow, Eric Lee got the fans on their feet here as he is charging in this event. Mekik back down to the inside. Got a little bit of contact over there in turn 2. And Lee able to keep it straight somehow.
Lansing Cummings taking the 13 pit side. Kevin Jordan back there 4th. Larry Hillis is 5th. Eichler running 6th. Then we got a 3-car battle here in the back of the pack. One more time around. Some lap traffic in front of your leaders. Don't believe it's going to be a problem. Stay working through the turn. The black and white silk's going to fly. Chance Spoonhour with the win. Eric Lee for 2. Larry Mekik for 3. Kevin Jordan 4. Larry Hillis 5. Tommy Eichler 6. Jerry Tonti coming home 7th.
There was $1,000 on the line for the winner of the Street Stock feature.
As they work it down the backstretch. Out of turn number 4 they come. Matt Spencer and Earl Zimmer. Spencer, your new leader at the line.
Matt Spencer, he won $1,000 here last year when this event took place. And now he's battling for the lead side by each with the 2EZ of Earl Zimmer. The logger washes up the speedway. Here comes Spencer. He'll click off another lap out front. Look at this pack of street stocks.
Oh my, what good street stock full fendered racing. Dan Searles trying to get by the logger. Doug Stack right there, and here comes Shane Wolf Jr. up on the outside. He's going to be 5th. Here comes Damon Decker to complete the 6-pack.
Wow, what a race into turn number 1. Here comes Shane Wolf. Little piece of that car coming off, and we've got debris up there in turn number 2.
Out of the turn they come. Matt Spencer, Earl Zimmer. Down on the inside, Dan Searles way down deep. That's the 81 of Shane Wolf. Outside, Doug Stack. Look at Damon Decker trying to deal in there. Here comes Dan Force and Trevor Dudley. What a street stock feature, a regular. Brouhaha!
Wow, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Barrett in that T109, I'm watching him crank it up on the outside as we come off of turn number 4. 4 wide, look at Barrett, squeezed by the flag stand as they head down the straightaway. What unbelievable action, and Decker goes around. We're going to have some sheet metal grinding, bumping and banging, if you will, in turn number 2. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Matt Spencer back on the accelerator. Earl Zimmer right there 2nd. Dan Searles down low. Look at Shane Wolf with a high-low trying to go 3 wide down on the bottom. Trying to be a well driller. Seeing how low he can go as they work it through turns 3 and 4.
Wow, what action here in the street stock division as they head down into turn 1. Searles inside of the logger. Here comes Shane Wolf. Wolf, he'll look to go 3 wide one more time. Barrett from 19th. He's into the top 5 order. He goes upstairs through 3 and 4. What a battle in the street stocks.
Barrett got a little wide, got up on the berm. That cost him a little bit. Shane Wolf again with that same move. Here comes Dan Forrest now. He's going to get a top 5. 3 wide, going for 2, 3, and 4. Matt Spencer, if he had a mirror, he'd said, fight it out, boys.
Wow, what action as they go into turn 1. 3 wide again. The logger, Earl Zimmer, he's way up on the top side. They're set to come out of turn number 4 this time. Still 3 wide. What a battle out of form.
This is street stock racing at its finest right now. Brett Barrett now starting to slide back just a little bit. Eric Boynton trying to move up into the grip. Way down on the bottom. Jonathan Carpenter now trying to crank it up with that 3L machine.
action all the way around the speedway here at the Thunder Mountain Oval as we've got unbelievable street stock action. 2 wide lap cars. The number 6 pulling to the inside, 44. Here comes Spencer through the middle.
Spencer got lucky. The lap cars split. He was able to get through it because that next group of cars were coming in a hurry. Hang on, we got Jack Holcomb getting a implement tire. We got one going around. We got a caution coming out.
Green's back out. We are underway.
Green back out. 4 laps to do it. Shane Wolf Jr. trying to get down on the bottom. Matt Spencer going to try to lock it down. Earl Zimmer right there as they work it out of the turn. Let's count them down. 17-3. 17-3 now. Hang on.
Wow, contact. Down on the straightaway, Forrest, Decker, and Carpenter. They had a major squeeze me here on the straightaway. Everybody keeps it rolling somehow. Spencer doing his best to keep that car planted on the bottom. Shane Wolf still in second.
Jonathan Carpenter, Damon Decker, Dan Forrest all battling for position. Down the backstretch. Matt Spencer trying to hang on. He's going to come around. He's going to get his eyes glued on the white flag. 1 to go. Shane Wolf says, do I have any tricks up my sleeve? He's going to dive to the inside. Down the backstretch they come. Are you kidding me?
Wow, Spencer leaving the bottom open. Here comes Shane Wolf. They're going to drag race down to the line. Wow, at the line it's Matt Spencer for a $1,000 payday.
Shane Wolf second. Earl Zimmer third. Coming home fourth with a bold move on the inside, Trevor Dudley.
Racing trivia continues this Monday night at Brothers 2 Restaurant on Watson Boulevard in Endwell, and everyone who plays is eligible to win grand prizes at the end of the season. Each week we give you a trivia answer. This week's answer is Jim Mahaney. Monday night, you'll know the question. Next weekend on the Race Report, we continue our conversation with Team Zacharias. A reminder, tickets are available for the IndyCar at the Glen weekend. Log on to theglen.com. Thunder Mountain and Champion Speedways are in action this Saturday night. For the entire staff of the Race Report, thanks for watching. Until next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
Mahaney drops it to the inside on Chris Wood. They'll run side by side here. Down in the turn number 1. Out front, pair of 16s, Creedon, Barker, Cook, Smith, and that battle with Sheely, Mahaney, and Chris Wood.
Still cars battling for position. But Creedon, once he got the front, he got challenged just momentarily. But out front, starting to draw away once again. White flag going to be coming out for your leader. One more time around. Down the backstretch into turn 3 out of 4. Modified feature winner going to Dan Creedon. It looks like his right rear tire is going down. The race probably getting done just in time.